Hey guys, it's summertime here on the upper Midwest, and one of my favorite presentations in the summertime would definitely have to be spinners, pulling spinners. I used to think that it's just a blade and a hook. There's a lot more to it that I've realized here in the last couple of years, and I've actually become really intrigued with it, and have done a lot of research on it. I don't know everything there is to know about it. I don't claim to. First starting off, we'll start with the business end right here. A rod. And when I'm looking for a good rod for pulling bottom bouncers and spinners, I'm looking something with a real fast tip on it. Something that's soft. It'll help you cushion the blow of setting the hook. Also, what it really helps me do is just hookup percentage. I let the rod load up. Just really let that fish dig in a little bit before before I set the hook on it. That way he's got that hook all the way down in his mouth, and your hookup percentage is going to be a lot better. Put that on a bait caster, solid combination. Cannot go wrong with it. I like to rig it up with some kind of a braid or a super line, just with that soft tip. This will give you ultimate sensitivity. It help you feel what kind of bottom you're fishing, whether it's gravel, rock, but it'll also help you indicate the strikes a lot better. Then as you move down towards the hook, first stop would be bottom bouncers. There ain't a whole lot to it, but these things are a pivotal piece of this whole system. Makes it go. There, right there is just a traditional bottom bouncer. You got your barrel swivel with a cross lock on there. Pretty plain and Jane. But something I've come across here in the last couple of years is actually these ones that Quick Snap makes. These things are pretty darn handy. Comes with this little rubber top on it. You actually just pull that off and you can swap your sizes just like that. So you just plug another one back into it. Nothing to it. And these things, I have been snagged up in trees, in some big rocks, and I do not lose these things. This little piece, it does not look like much, but I'll tell you what, it is strong and it will help you out. The nice thing about it is just the ability to pop it off, and then you're ready to roll with a different size weight. Let's say you're fishing shallow water, want to go to deeper water, you just throw on a bigger weight. Another thing with this is you can actually see is that thing is slotted right there. So when you're dropping back to your fish, feeding them line, after you get a bite, the line will actually slide through there, and then the fish will not sense any weight there. They'll be more apt to want to hold on to your bait. And then another thing you can do with these things, you can hook bobbers up to them, Lindy Rigs. These things have really changed the way that I spinner fish. Moving down, there's so many options as you get down towards the hook. You got your traditional Colorado blades, which everybody has fished. There's many different sizes, many different shapes, colors. Varieties are endless with those things. It's unreal what you can do, just the different color combinations. Pair these up with some beads. But one thing I do like to do is I always like to rig mine up with one of these little plastic quick lock things. All you do is snap your blade into it. You can pop them off. You're always changing colors, changing sizes until you figure out what the fish want. So that's another thing that really helps you speed up the process of narrowing down colors and such. A new one here in the last couple of years. This thing is got some tremendous action on it, and you control it at really low speeds. So if the fish aren't really going, you can slow down. It's not a real aggressive presentation, and then pair that up with a hook. There's just, I don't know what more you can say about this thing. This thing is deadly with walleyes. It's quickly becoming one of my favorite blades to use, that butterfly rig. It's a pretty neat little thing. And then moving back to the hook, you have your traditional hooks, you have crawler harnesses, and that's all both viable ways to catch fish. They both produce fish. But the one thing that I don't like about it is you're mainly dealing with live bait. A lot of times you're getting short bit, even with a crawler harness. It seems like you don't have the hookup percentage. You know, so, and you're always getting short bits, so you're always changing crawlers. So one thing that I've done here the last couple of years is I've actually switched over to this Gulp. Soft plastic is just unreal. The action you can get on these things, they're scented, they're durable. I caught up to 25 fish on one of these things one time. You know, pretty, just the technology with spinners and spinner fishing is coming a long ways. But my absolute favorite thing to do is to take any of these presentations, and then I actually cut the hooks off, and I will throw a slow death hook on there. If you see, that thing is actually bent. So when you thread one of these crawlers on there, it'll look similar to this. And what that does with that slow death, it was actually designed, I believe it was in either Lake Sakakawea or Lake Oahe, below one of the dams. Somebody designed this hook. And when you're pulling this, that bait will actually rotate in the water. And what that does, it signifies, you know, Sakakawea, Oahe, they're big reservoirs, huge dams. It actually looks like dead bait fish getting thrown through the dam, getting tossed around in the water. So that thing will actually spin in the water. So I couple that up with your traditional spinners, your butterfly blades, your smiley blades, Indiana blades, whatever kind of blade you guys want to fish. I suggest you double it up with a slow death rig. It's been an unbelievable fish catcher the last couple of years. I've been out fishing with people who have never used these, so they're fishing traditional spinners, and this thing flat out produces fish. I have caught so many fish on this thing. The plastic is durable, razor sharp hooks. You know, it's really changing the way that you fish spinners nowadays. With that being said, guys, check you next time.